What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. Hope you guys are doing well out there on this Saturday evening. I'm doing pretty good myself. Some of you may have already heard that the U.S. will not prosecute suspect in death of Shanquella Robinson in Mexico. Okay? Ever since this happened back in October of last year, I found this awfully strange how lackluster, and proactive that law enforcement on both behalves of Mexico and the U.S. was at pursuing charges in this young lady's demise, especially when we saw this actually go down on video. You understand? It was a big thing back just last year, and how this woman, was actually beaten to death pretty much on camera, on video, and now we're getting the news that the U.S. will not prosecute suspect. Makes you wonder about what's going on in this situation. And I know this happened to be a very, very big blow to the family, that's going through this. They had to deal with the sudden demise of their daughter Shanquella, and now you're getting the news, that the U.S. is not going to do anything. It makes no sense to me. We're going to go through this article right here, and then at the end of the article, we're going to hear what Shanquella's mother has to say about this. Now, to get into the story, it says here, attorneys with the U.S. Department of Justice said in a news release Wednesday that the available evidence and autopsy results do not support a federal prosecution. U.S. officials in North Carolina will not federally prosecute the person suspected of killing a Charlotte area woman vacationing in Mexico last year, the U.S. Department of Justice announced Wednesday. Federal prosecutors say they have presented the findings of their investigations to the family of Shanquella Robinson, who was seen being beaten in a viral video last fall at a resort development in San Jose del Cabo. As the video circulated on social media, it raised suspicions that Robinson may have been killed by her travel companions. Now it says companions, but during, that video, when we seen it, was only one person doing the beating, okay? But it says companion, mean as in plural, meaning more than one. To continue, attorneys with the U.S. Department of Justice said in a news release Wednesday that the available evidence and autopsy results do not support a federal prosecution. Investigators could not prove beyond a reasonable doubt that a federal crime was committed, the release said. Does that make any sense to y'all? It definitely doesn't make any sense to me at all. And this is Shanquella Robinson right here, of course. This is crazy right here. I mean, video evidence is always the nail in the coffin in a person's crime. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, if you go out and commit a crime in the street, which they got cameras all over the place, and you're implicated on video, would they not arrest you? I mean, come on. This makes no sense. But to continue here, an autopsy was conducted in the North Carolina by the Mecklenburg County Medical Examiner's Office. Local prosecutors in the state of Baja California filed charges late last year against another U.S. woman, whom they would not name, suspected of killing Robinson in October 29th. They issued an arrest warrant for the suspect, who had already left Mexico with other travel companions after Robinson was found dead in a rented villa. Mexican federal prosecutors are trying to get her extradited to face charges in Mexico. Sue Robinson, the family's attorney, said at a news conference Wednesday in Charlotte that the U.S. autopsy results, which have not been released publicly, reveal inconsistencies with a previous autopsy conducted in Mexico, which had labeled the cause of death a severe spinal cord or neck injury. Okay. She criticized federal officials for the speed at which they conducted their investigation, saying people on social media should not have had to create the movement behind the case. United States citizens cannot go to Mexico, commit a crime that we all saw on video, like I was just saying, to continue, and then come back to America and say, we're on base, we're safe, we're not going to be charged with the crime. She said, that cannot be the message that U.S. authorities want to send. Federal officials say they will review and examine any new information that becomes available. Okay, this is crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay, being that, okay, the woman Sue Ann Robinson that we saw beating Shanquella on camera, okay? It seems like to me that she should be well, that's not Sue Ann Robinson. I'm all crossed up, people. Sue Ann Robinson, the family attorney, okay, she's not the one that was beating, this lady right here on camera, but we're talking about the woman that was beating Shanquella Robinson on camera. She's a U.S. citizen, and she was seen in Mexico basically beating this woman right here on video. Makes no sense to me why America will not prosecute her for that. But at the very least, there's still hope, because in that case, then, since the crime took place in Mexico, it seems like to me that they will find this woman that was seen beating Shanquella on their soil and extradite her back and charge her there. I just don't understand what's taking so long to do that. It makes no sense to me. But nevertheless, this is what's happening. So since we're at the end of the article here, let's go over to see what Shanquella Robinson's mother has to say about this.
Federal prosecutors say there is not enough evidence to pursue charges related to the death of American Shanquella Robinson, who died in Mexico last year. The 25-year-old from Charlotte, North Carolina, died on October 29th. Her death certificate listed the cause of death as a spinal and neck injury. A video posted online after her passing showed Robinson in a violent altercation with another woman. We're joined now by Salamandra Robinson, the mother of Shanquella Robinson. Salamandra, first of all, we're so sorry for your loss. What does it mean for your family to hear that federal charges will not be pursued?
We was very disappointed.
I'm sure. Were you surprised?
No, but I was disappointed because the simple fact is that they had enough evidence due to the video that was online, and they said it wasn't enough evidence, but I don't believe. And then they said that they don't know what was the cause of her death, but the cause of her death was due to the fight, from what we could see. And she said she didn't have a broken neck, and she also died from the swelling on the brain, but she also was beaten. So you can give me I feel that someone should have been arrested due to that, but they trying to say that it didn't. So I might have to have her body exhumed because we need another autopsy.
Wow, and I'm sure all of this being said by a mom, these are just unimaginable things to be discussing about your daughter. Where does your fight for justice go at this point?
We're gonna keep going. We will be in Washington on May the 19th.
And your lawyers criticize the lack of urgency from U.S. authorities in this case. What do you feel should have been done differently?
I feel that they should have took this case and took it serious when it first happened. They didn't step up to the plate and do what they needed to do from the very beginning. They said it was out of their hands, but it looked like to me they didn't try to do anything, and they really failed my family. As being the FBI and the government here, we has really been failed. Because my daughter didn't deserve to die like that, and brother was in Mexico or wherever it was, and they need to make a law and let people know that you can't go out of town and do nothing to someone and come back and think that you's okay with it. There was a video, everybody seen the video, so there should have been some charges should have been made, and I'm talking about here in the United States.
We're focusing on the legal process and moving forward, but just for a moment before we go, can you describe what this has been like to go through as a family?
It's been a nightmare. The whole 5 months ain't been nothing but a nightmare to me.
All right, Salamanda Robinson, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Wow, there is definitely something afoot that's foul in this particular case right here. I'm going to just come out and say it. They seem like they are protecting the one that was responsible, that was even seen on video doing this to this woman, what she did to her. You understand? And also, see, it's cases like this that tempts a person to take the law in their own hands. You know what I mean? When the law fails to do what the law is set up to do, and that's to arrest and prosecute criminals. And especially when they're seen in the act of doing it. I mean, come on, what kind of sense does this make? None of this stuff makes a lick of sense to me. So, and another thing I'm going to tell you I don't like is when these reporters ask questions like, what is it like? What does it feel like to go through a situation like this? Well, let's reverse the shoe on the other foot, and then let me ask you. I guess I'm pretty much sure you would already know what it would feel like. So that right there, it almost seems like to me they get off of seeing people hurt. You understand? How did that feel to you? It's like somebody hit you. How did that feel to you? Tell me what the pain was like. Come on, man. This is ridiculous right here. But nevertheless, this is what it is now. So if any other information happens to come up about this particular situation right here with Shanquella Robinson and her demise and everything, I'll be sure to let you guys know. I want to hear your thoughts and views in the comment section on this situation. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And if you like the content, you're more than welcome to support the channel. The Cash App is in the description area. People, please remember to live your life as though we're being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.